All right, so I want to welcome everybody to this video, mainly you, Jedi, to this new thing that I'm just gonna call Jedi No. Today, we are going to be figuring out what to do with pasta noodles if you can't find pasta sauce. Or if you don't feel like doing the conventional regular pasta sauce for whatever reason, Jedi, no, you don't put mustard on it. If you want to start from scratch, I have some tomato sauce right here. So I'm just going to be feeding me and my husband, so we don't need more than a can. Gonna open it up, or try to open it up. All of these appliances are like 40 years old. Everything in this home. So this is busted. So I'm just pinch, pinch, pinch all the way around. Wish me luck. Yes, kitten. Benito says hello. That's my cat, for those of you who do not know. Okay, now it's starting to move. Okay. Now we're working with gas fire. I'm working on a gas stove. That was a funny joke. All right. Pop that in there. We'll use a spoon. Oh boy. It wasn't done. This is very caveman-esque. Because like I said, everything is like 30 or 40 years old in this home. So the can opener doesn't work anymore, I guess. So I'm pouring my tomato sauce into the pot, making a mess of doing it. The messier, the more fun. There's your bit of chaos, Jedi. Okay, so tomato sauce. It's watery ketchup, basically. Not even, because it doesn't even have sugar yet. So we're going to put some sugar in it. I'm not going to give you guys like a measurement, because I just eyeball it just a little bit. Just put 1/4 of a teaspoon. I said I wasn't going to measure it, but now that I'm using it, I'm gonna. So we went up to 1/2 teaspoon. It looks like it should be enough. Most of the time I just eyeball it. Get me my spoon. I like using the wooden spoons. Mix that in there. Now I'm going to stick it on the heat. All right. So like I said, we have a gas stove. So we got to light it. I'm putting it on low. I'm kind of just mixing everything in so that the sugar is well familiarized with the sauce. The sugar is going to act kind of as a neutralizer, something like that. Something about acid in tomatoes and whatnot balances it out. Makes it smoother. depending on what you have, what you grow, what your hobbies are, how broke you are, will affect what you use most of the time. I'm pretty broke. So, if you're pretty broke too, this is pretty affordable. My husband and I do splurge a little bit on the salt and pepper grinders because it tastes so much better and the texture is so much better. So if you splurge on something, it might as well be salt and pepper grinders. We usually get Clover Valley or McCormick spices, just depending what's at the dollar store, really. So Clover Valley is at the dollar store a lot. I have garlic powder. I have a clove of garlic. I have ground cayenne. Have paprika. Have parsley flakes. Chili powder. And because I like gardening and growing stuff and I want to be self-sufficient, I have fresh basil leaf and freshly dried and ground basil leaf that I did myself. So it's completely organic soil grown, no pesticides. It's completely everything free as far from the seed as I know. Don't know where the seed came from. I think the seeds were actually organic too. But it's pretty nice having your own plant. So the steam is starting to come up from the sides of the sauce, so I'm just mixing it to make sure it doesn't burn. Next, we're gonna do pepper. You can leave the cap on or take it off. I like to leave the caps on when you're grinding so that you can see and control what you're putting in there. So that's about a teaspoon, maybe, yeah, about a teaspoon. I'll do a little bit more, teaspoon and a half, about. Like I said, I eyeball things, dump it in there. Hold on to the cap because it's not fun fishing the cap out of the sauce. But you know, Jedi, if you like the chaos and like to live dangerously, go ahead and drop the cap in there if you want. Fresh ground pepper smells so good. So we are starting from a base, like no flavor added into it whatsoever. So we want to just put as much spices and flavoring as we can into it. It'll be very hard to over season this. So we're probably just going to build and build and build and build until we get it the right flavor. We're doing salt. This is the McCormick brand, not the Clover Valley. So I need to take the cap off. That's about 2 teaspoons. 2 teaspoons of salt. So we'll start with that. Mix it in there. The sauce is starting to bubble now. Don't know if I told you I had it on low. Alright, now we're gonna do garlic next. So you gotta break it open. Whoo, that spit out at me. I think 3 should be good. I really like garlic, and it's really good for you, especially if it's fresh. I'm gonna turn that even lower because it's starting to bubble a lot. It's under low now. But garlic is really good for you. It's just a really strong taste. Some people don't like it so much. If you don't like it at all, just like a pinch of garlic powder will be fine. That's really what's going to bring the Italian taste to it, I think. So, yes, you can do without garlic. I wouldn't recommend it, but I love garlic, so. Have my 3 peeled garlic cloves. I'm gonna chop those up. That'll be fine. I don't pay attention to what kind of knives I use. If it looks like the right shape, it'll be fine. But like I said, don't quite have the funds to get a full, nice kitchen. Just gotta do what you gotta do. But that still doesn't mean mustard on noodles. I'm just dicing the garlic up now. My blood sugar is a little bit low, so my hands are super shaky. This is hard to do. Little tip, don't cut vegetables when your blood sugar is low. Or this is a root, a bulb. Don't cut things when your blood sugar is low. How about that? Right now, I am using my hand to hold the knife like this. And because I'm shaky, just putting my pointer finger on the top to kind of just guide it. And my middle and thumb, look at how shaky I am. My middle and thumb holding the food in place. Makes it a little safer. And of course, when you get close to the end, you just want to move your fingers out of the way. No, that is not a choice. Protect your fingers. Worst comes to worst, just get a chopper. You know, like I don't even know what it's called. You chop it. Mixing it again so it doesn't burn because it was bubbling. Probably should have done some prep work, but I wanted to show. So I'm putting the garlic in first so that it is kind of like a little more mild because my husband doesn't like garlic as much as I do. So this will make it like a more full flavor but less pungent, if you catch what I mean. Mixing it in there. So far we have salt, pepper, and garlic. And a little bit of love. Next, we will use basil leaves. So, I'll go ahead and cut these as well. I know I'm just asking for my finger to be chopped off. I'm going to layer stem to the right, stem to the left, stem to the right, stem to the left. And then I'm going to roll it up. So I have a little taquito. What I'm going to do is I'm going to chop as finely as I can into little strips. This is going to let the flavor out and make the basil small enough where you don't have to pick leaves out of your teeth. Well, probably still will, but it's going to be less chunky than leaving the leaves whole. So you have chopped basil. Oh, that smells so good. That is also going to help with the kind of Italian homemade feel we're going for. Mix that in. Alright, I do have ground basil and powdered garlic. We'll save those for last to kind of add the layers to it. Trying to decide what flavor I want to go with. If I want to add a little bit of spice. My husband does like spice, so we'll go with ground cayenne. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Like I said, rough estimates. It's really important to taste your foods too as you're making them. I am a super hypocrite because I don't. I usually have Ricky do it for me. But today, to be more professional, I'll taste it. It's pretty good flavor where it is at. I'll just put a few parsley flakes in there to add more leaves. It's about 2 teaspoons of parsley flakes. Now, we're gonna do garlic. So, when you have a lot of moisture in your house, you might have to break up your spices to get it moving again. A good way to stop that is putting rice mixed into your spices. I haven't done that yet, but put a little bit of garlic. That reminds me of the meme. A shot of vodka, or was it tequila? It just glugs. But hey, gotta do what makes you happy. And then about a teaspoon of, oh no! Teaspoon minus a few leaves of basil. Dried basil, that is. That'll give it the nice texture. Alright, last test. That's really good. There you have it. If you don't want to use traditional pasta sauce, or if you just don't have pasta sauce but you have tomato sauce, that's how you do it. So Jedi, no mustard on your noodles. Goodbye.